to us live on the Sunday radio show. And we are coming to you live on JiggyJaguar.com. And, of course, twitching on the Twitch over there and 50-plus AM/FM stations across the country and around the world. We've got a great guest with us today. Go ahead and introduce yourself, my friend. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Malachi Gagnon. I'm 17. I make music. I'm from a small town in near the capital of New Hampshire. I've been making music for 2 years, and I've been in love with it for probably forever.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So talk to us a little bit about how you got started doing the music thing, my friend.
Well, I've always enjoyed listening to it and kind of being around it. Grew up in church, so you're always there's always music going on. And so how old am I now? I'm 17. So when I was about 12, I was bored during the pandemic, and I picked up a guitar and just started learning. I had never had any musical experience besides listening to it, and I just went into it, jumped into it, and then started singing in front of my family. We did like a little talent show thing, and I started loving it, and I was like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start doing it. So I did covers for 2 years, just on Instagram, on TikTok, sang other people's music, and gained like a decent following, which was really cool, of people who just like listening to me sing. And then 2 years ago now, I released my first single, Craving Me. And I've been making it, producing it, and releasing it ever since.
We have got a great guest with us today. Malachi Gagnon is with us. He joins us live here on our big broadcast. His latest single is Stay. We are going to talk a little bit about that here in just a few moments. So talk to me a little bit about your social media following and everything you've got, that you've built that up.
Yeah, well, I started doing covers 4 years ago, and then I used that once I decided to start writing my own and releasing it to promote my own songs when I was releasing them, or if I would write one, I kind of just tease it a little bit. I'm active pretty often on Instagram. I'm always posting stuff on my story. TikTok a little less, but I do have some decent following on there. A lot of people see my story, which is fun. So I just post whatever at that point. Try to be authentic on social media and stuff, and just kind of like show what I'm doing in any given moment, and not just promote music, just also just show who I am. So I will do some weird stories. Like yesterday morning, it was just me eating a burrito, but amongst that, I tease a lot of my music that I'm writing, some new stuff that I may be working on and will be releasing soon.
Fantastic. Malachi Gagnon with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast. You can find him on Instagram, Malachi Gagnon Music, and also on TikTok, YouTube as well. So tell me about some of your musical heroes and influences.
Well, I started making music because mostly of country music. So artists like Florida Georgia Line, Morgan Wallen, and then Shawn Mendes as well was a big one. I enjoyed what they did, and I thought, I could do that. I want to try that. So I did start making country music, and then recently I've switched to a more traditional alternative, like folk. So it's a little more simple, a little less produced, but I'm able to feel more free in my songwriting, which is really cool for me, because I think that's a big part of what I do, is writing it. And so artists like Noah Kahan, Bon Iver, Phoebe Bridgers are some really big ones that I've kind of indulged myself in to grow in genres. And yeah.
That is awesome. We've got Malachi Gagnon with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast. So tell me a little bit about the process of learning to play an instrument.
It's hard, man. It's I think depending on who you are, it's difficult. But for me, it was pretty tough. I dove into it because I watched the show called Austin and Ally on Disney Channel, and I saw Austin playing guitar and singing. I was like, yeah, he gets ladies. I can bleach my hair and see what happens. So you know, I kind of just did it as a hobby thing, and the more I played it, the more I fell in love with the intricate like design and mechanisms that you have to learn to play it. And so I've recently, like over the past year, I think, gotten a lot better at finger picking and actually playing up the guitar. And so I think if you really put like time and effort into instruments, but really anything, you can get it done. Because I think I mean, hours a day on my guitar and just playing my guitar. I'll write different melodies that I won't even sing to. I'll just be playing my guitar. And I think the ability to do that comes with the countless hours that I put into it. And so,
Malachi Gagnon with us today. His latest is Stay, and he is going to join us. He is joining us here on our big broadcast. We're going to play Stay here in just a few moments. So what are some of your biggest influences growing up, and how have they shaped your work today as a musician?
yeah, I think artists like Shawn Mendes and Morgan Wallen are storytellers. And so that's what growing up listening to country music, I fell in love with storytelling. And so really that's what I do is I tell a story. And the way to get people to listen to your stories is to put them through music. That's what I do, you know? So listening to Morgan Wallen and Shawn Mendes, both incredible storytellers, and they just have different ways of putting those to music. But I think the way that they told their own stories or told other people's stories or created different stories in their heads was really inspirational to me.
It is a great guest with us today. Malachi Gagnon joins us here on our big program. So this latest tune that you've got out there, take me through your writing process for this.
Yeah, Stay is my favorite one that I've done ever. I really like this one. Back in January, I was kind of just sitting in my room and thinking about kind of moments that had passed that I wish I hadn't taken for granted And I thought of going back to that moment and just telling that person to just stay in that moment and not even move on from it. Because I knew, 2020 hindsight, right? So I knew that looking back, I would miss it. And so I was thinking about that, and I started singing. I just started playing my guitar, and right away thought of that first line that I can't think of right now for the life of me. But I thought of the first line of the song, and I just from there really went. I think in one sitting, I wrote that song, and I just poured a pretty deep part of myself into it. And I just kept, working on it throughout a few weeks, months, and then took it to my team, my producer, and said, "Hey, really like this song. Really want to, work it out and make it something that I release." And so I worked on it I think we spent about 3 hours on it in the studio, and then I was sitting there and wasn't happy with how it sounded. I think it was good, but this vision that I had for it was just completely different. And so I erased everything that I had and started remaking it, and we spent even more time on that. And so, I think an artist's work is never complete. It's just you run out of time to do it. So even when, recording the demo, so like the first version of it, and recording the final product, I changed multiple lyrics. And so I think it's kind of fun to look back at old voice memos that I have and hear how different the song was then.
That's fantastic. We have got a great guest with us today. Malachi Gagnon joins us here on our big program. So you do a lot of music videos. You've put a lot of time and effort into those music videos. Talk to us a little bit about the whole music video stuff that you do.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot different than making music. I doing covers kind of got me used to being in front of cameras, but the cameras that you film in front of are a lot bigger than your iPhone. So I wasn't expecting as much production as it would require. Um, we woke up really early, and it took a lot of planning like before, which is surprising to me. We took hours of planning and almost writing like a script of shots that we wanted. And when it came to filming day, we got up really early for this first one that I did. We got up really early, went out, I think, to a beach and recorded just sunrise stuff, recorded a lot of different weird shots that we might use, might not. I lip sang so much, which I was told I'm good at. So that was cool. That was something I didn't know. um, yeah, it was just such a weird, cool experience. Felt like a movie star, which was a dream of mine as a kid. So I got to live that out. And yeah, I mean, for each music video that I've made, it's been a different process. A lot of preparation, a lot of shopping for costumes, which is great. Not my favorite thing, but it's necessary. And then filming takes a lot out of you, a lot of work. But I for my first two music videos that I did, I had co-stars, and they were both great, both friends of mine. That was really cool to be able to work with them, and that made it easy. It was cooperation there. We were friends, and so it was easy to easy to play out.
Fantastic. We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live. Malachi Gagnon is with us. So, Malachi, before we let you go, how do people get in touch with you online, social media, websites, all these things?
I'm always on Instagram. So, reaching out there. I love reading comments. I try to get back to DMs, mostly Instagram. And if, I don't, I'm posting on my story. I'm pretty much always active. And then on TikTok, I'm also on TikTok, not as often, but I do post there. And yeah, it's Malachi Gagnon Music on those two platforms, and then Malachi Gagnon on any streaming service. So, YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, whatever.
Fantastic. Well, I really appreciate you making time for us today. We are going to play Stay, and have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. There he goes. That is Malachi Gagnon. He joins us live here on our big program. So let's go to Stay. It is here on your Sunday radio broadcast.
Do you recall the night under the stars, lying in the cracks, healing each other's scars? We know how it ends. Wish we knew that back then. I still remember the sweater you had on. It brought out your eyes as you sang our favorite song. You sang it so loud. Wish I could hear you one more time. It looks like fate through original plans. Thought we were written in the stars, babe, but we were written in the sand. So when the waves came, they washed us away. Wish I could still picking up pieces. One tear and you were gone. You've moved on. It all happened so fast. Used to be the one, but I'm a stranger to you now. You hear my name, but it's just another sound in the crowd. Wish you knew how that felt. It looks like fate threw a wrench in all our plans. Thought we were written in the stars, babe, but we were written in the sand. So when the waves came, they washed us away. Wish I could go to that day and ask you to stay, 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 I'd ask you to ask you to stay, 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 stay.